a night out, a first date. But for 19-year-old Sade Robinson, April 1st, 2024 became a nightmare that would shock Milwaukee. What began as a simple evening, full of laughter and promise, turned into a tragedy that would haunt a community and tear a family apart. Sade was a bright, ambitious young woman, full of dreams and possibilities, attending college and looking forward to a future she never got to see. Friends described her as kind-hearted, warm, and endlessly giving. She had a smile that lit up a room and a personality that drew people in. Her family adored her. Everyone who knew her could see that she had a life full of potential, a life that should have been filled with joy and love. On that night, Sade went on a date with Maxwell Steven Anderson, a 34-year-old man who lived in Milwaukee. It was supposed to be a night of new beginnings, of connection and excitement, yet it would soon become the beginning of a nightmare. After the evening, Sade never returned home. She missed work, she didn't answer her phone, and her friends and family knew something was terribly wrong. Panic set in, and her loved ones called the police. What began as a missing person report would soon evolve into a chilling criminal investigation. Authorities began reviewing her phone and tracking her location through Life 360, only to find inconsistencies. Sade had been moving through parts of the city that made no sense, places she didn't normally go. Her phone activity was sparse, and there were no signs of communication with friends or family. Concern grew with each passing hour. Time was critical, and investigators worked tirelessly, piecing together every clue to understand what had happened. Then came the discovery that would horrify Milwaukee. On April 2nd, 2024, a human leg was found in Warnemont Park. It was later confirmed to be Sade Robinson's. Shock rippled through the city. But this was just the beginning. Over the following weeks, more of her remains were found in various locations across Milwaukee County, including arms, her torso, and other parts. Her car had been burned in what appeared to be an attempt to destroy evidence. The methodical and gruesome nature of the crime left the city in disbelief. How could someone commit such an act? Who could do this? And why? Suspicion quickly focused on Maxwell Anderson, the man Sade had dated that night. Surveillance footage showed him at locations tied to the discovery of Sade's remains. Phone records corroborated his movements, placing him in proximity to the crime scenes. Witnesses came forward, describing his unusual behavior, and investigators began to build a case. Anderson's evasive and secretive conduct in the days after Sade's disappearance only deepened suspicion. Every detail, every small inconsistency painted a picture of someone with something to hide. Police had gathered enough evidence to take Anderson into custody. He was formally charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, arson, and hiding a corpse. The city could finally see that action was being taken, but the horror of the crime weighed heavily on everyone. Authorities revealed that Anderson had killed Sade, dismembered her body, and attempted to eliminate all evidence of his crime. The scale and brutality were shocking, but the evidence was undeniable, and the case would move toward the courtroom. The trial began in late May 2025. The courtroom was tense and heavy with anticipation. Prosecutors presented a detailed account of the crime, supported by surveillance footage, phone records, witness statements, and forensic evidence. Each piece painted a clear and terrifying picture of the events of that night. The defense tried to challenge the evidence, but the weight of the facts was overwhelming. Every detail, every piece of evidence pointed to Anderson's guilt. After a short deliberation, the jury returned their verdict. On June 6, 2025, Maxwell Anderson was found guilty on all counts. The verdict was swift, reflecting the strength and clarity of the case. First-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, arson, and hiding a corpse. Anderson had been found responsible for each one. Justice, though delayed, was on the horizon. Life in prison without the possibility of parole. Judge Laura Crivello called his actions evil and heartless. Sade Robinson's family, devastated by the loss, expressed relief that justice had finally been served. Though nothing could bring back Sade, her killer would never harm anyone else. Sade Robinson's life, though tragically short, continues to speak to us all. It is a story of caution, but also a story of hope. Hope that justice can prevail, that communities can heal, and that the memories of the lost can inspire change and remembrance. The murder of Sade Robinson is not just a headline. It is a story of a life, of love, of loss, and ultimately, of justice. It is a reminder of the fragility of life and the courage it takes to seek truth. It is a story that will remain with those who knew her, those who mourned her, and those who follow her case. In the end, justice was served, and Sade Robinson will always be remembered.